Rico's trusty grappling hook has been serving him well for years at this point, helping the freelance freedom fighter do everything from tie enemies to lampposts to essentially flying. But Just Cause 4 makes the grapple more implausibly useful than ever, with the addition of multiple tether attachments that Rico can tie onto anything and anyone.
Let me go!
Those attachments come in 3 flavors: airlifter, retractor, and booster. Each one's pretty self-explanatory in and of itself, but the beauty of the tether attachments is they're as complicated as you want to make them. Sure, you could just make 2 unsuspecting passers-by slam into each other with a booster, but you probably want to blow up an entire petrol station by slinging a cow into a propane tank. And as it turns out, yes, you can. The madness is managed by the grappling hook menu. It looks complicated at first glance, but it's a one-stop shop for how to turn your cruel, brilliant dreams into reality. So let us introduce you to every piece of that menu and exactly how it'll help you get weird.
Let's bring it.
Let's start with the basics. Attachments don't have to work alone. Rico can equip up to 3 sets, each including any combination of attachment types you want, which can be switched on the fly at any time while playing. That's already pretty versatile, but it goes further. When picking your loadout, you can pick the strengths of the individual attachments you want to pick. For instance, you might want a loadout that gently floats enemies into the air with the airlifter, but another that violently smashes cars together with the retractor. If you want to get even more in-depth, you can also mix and match how these attachments are activated, from setting them off as soon as they attach to the target to pressing or holding a D-pad button to set them off. It's designed to give you as much control as possible over how your more imaginative creations function. As an example, say you want to make a floating monster truck using airlifters and boosters. In this case, you'd want the loadout set so that your chosen ride didn't just float away before you got in, but you also wouldn't want to set it up so that the balloons and the boosters went off at the same time, as you'd probably end up slamming into the nearest hillside. Setting off the airlifters with a tap of the button to take off, then boosters by holding the button, would be your ticket to the horizon. It doesn't take much imagination to see the variety you can get out of 3 entirely separate loadouts, but that's not even the half of it.
Understood. Target taking the tank.
Earned by completing tasks for 3 of the game's main characters, mods let you tinker with your attachments to the nth degree. Every earned mod can be found in the mods menu of the loadout, complete with a tutorial video, and can be flicked on and off with ease. For airlifters, mods are a case of versatility. Helium can be swapped out for more explosive hydrogen, making a simple pop a lot more dangerous. On the other hand, you might not want to pop at all, so indestructible balloons will be your pick. Airlifters can come to rest at a set altitude or just explode when they get there, and even travel towards your crosshair, which lets you essentially turn everyday objects into remote-controlled bombs. Retractor mods tend to focus around power, from the speed or distance they pull, whether they yank targets with extreme force or, a personal favourite, if they let out a structure-smashing pulse when the 2 sides of the tether meet. Booster mods are probably the most complex and the most open to interpretation. On the one hand, you could use mods to set up insane acceleration, have them burn out after 5 seconds, and violently explode, turning any poor sap in the way of your crosshairs into a missile. On the other hand, you could use them with finesse, having them accelerate only laterally away from where the camera's pointed, letting you push objects, vehicles, and yourself in or on them wherever you want them to go. You've probably noticed that there's a lot of scope for experimentation here. The developers tell us there are over 4 million combinations of loadouts and mods to try. Now that you know how to set them up, all that's left is to, actually use them. There is simply too much possibility for organised madness to cover it all, but here are some suggestions. Why not attach souped-up boosters to the back end of a crane, sending it spinning, making a makeshift explosive wrecking ball? Or you could use those guided airlifters to float a couple of gas tanks above a highway, then smash them together to create some extremely unsafe fireworks for the commuters down below. Retractors set to power yank objects, and then snap can act as slingshots for cars. You could even ride in one of those cars before inflating your airlifters and boosting away into the sunset. We'll leave you to boggle your own mind with the possibilities, but once you're done planning all your future mischief, we've got much more Just Cause 4 for you to check out right here on IGN.